Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this fine first business day of 2021?
Morning.
Great. How about you? Good morning.
Hey, I'm ready to get it done in 2021. Hopefully you guys are too.
Love it.
All right. So today you just have me. No interview, just me going over some goodies. Hold on one second here, folks. Once again, for the quality of the recording, I've muted you all. I just wanted to hear you all say good morning and so forth. But you hit *6 on your phone if you have a question, and I love questions, as you guys know. Okay, so here we go. So here's the thing I want you to think about. It's 2021, and I think everybody should, adopt the mantra, get it done in 2021. Remember, last year was, I want to make more money in 2020, right? And this year it's getting it done in 2021, all right? And because look, these are your options. Get it done in 2021, or you can be an if-only person. If only I had made my calls, if only I had, started that diet, if only I'd gone to the gym, if only I'd started reading, why would you ever want to do that to yourself? But those are your options. If only, or I love what Brian Tracy says, someday I'll. Are you from someday I'll, or are you a get it done person? Those are the questions. Get it done, people. And look I have never talked to a real estate agent who did what they were supposed to be doing and had their best year ever and was depressed. Never. Or in a bad mood. Okay? So I'm just going to tell you, folks, it's a lot. I'm going to tell you this, and I firmly believe this. It is a lot easier to do what you're supposed to be doing every day and feel great about yourself than it is to not do what you're supposed to be doing and then beat the crap out of yourself all day, all week, all month, all year. And it's only one day at a time. If any of you play golf, you understand that I played golf with a guy this weekend. And he was incredible. He hit the ball. It was 325 yards to the green, which is really a short par 4. He was on the fringe on the left side of the green, pin high, first shot. I'd never played with anybody who could do that. I hit mine 260, so I'm like 80 yards out. I pitch mine onto the green. I'm actually closer than him on his second shot. So we both parred the hole, but I was, he was 70 yards closer on his. So my point is that it's one shot at a time in golf. The guy was incredible. He played unbelievable. I've never played with anybody that good. It was like playing with a pro because he hit the ball 320 yards off the tee. Amazing. I hit it like on my best day 260. That's 70 yards further than mine or 50 yards further than mine. All right. So my point is, it's one day at a time. It's one shot at a time. It's one conversation at a time. So if you just keep it that simple, and I'm going to tell you that expecting it to work for you, and we're going to go through that this morning, is critically important. Okay? So make a decision that you're that kind of person. Take the body through the motions. As you know, to me, success means, I call it habit replacement therapy. If you haven't read my book, please do. Success is a Verb. They're kicking around everywhere. If you need one, they're on Amazon, or your managers have a whole bunch. Or if you're with the company, you can pretty much get one for free. But they are available, and I also have the audio version on my YouTube channel, or you can get that on Audible as well. And the reason I say that is my book is a simple guideline for putting yourself in the right position mentally and physically to be successful. It's only 170 pages, but I call it habit replacement therapy. So in order for you to get where you want to go, you have to make a decision. Okay? As you know, I break it down simply. There's your personal life. That includes your relationships, your family. There's your business life. There's your spirituality. There's your health. And there's your mindset. Okay? It's really that simple. All right? So if you have a goal in each one of those categories, like let's take health. Okay, health. I want to go to the gym 3 days a week. I want to start eating properly. Like, I think meal prep is the easiest way to eat properly. That's what I do. Bring my meal in, make them on Sunday, have them for the week, kaboom, no thinking necessary. Autopilot. Start going to the gym 3-4 days a week. So these are things that you have to get used to doing. The only way to get used to doing them is by going through the uncomfortable phase of doing them. And then you've created a new habit. That little routine I call habit replacement therapy. It's my little joke, not joke, but little term for it that I made up. All right. Now, for me, it just makes it easier. I like to put a little like getting it done in 2021. Give yourself a little theme, give yourself a little mantra, and it seems to work better. Okay. My mindset. Okay. I'm going to listen to free audiobook. Do you see what I'm saying? There's everything that you want to accomplish has a routine, has a habit that you need to develop. Okay. It's really not that complicated. I didn't say it was easy, but it's not complicated. We complicate it when we really don't want to do it because, hey, could you do that if you could, and you come up with all these excuses why you can't. And there's just as many excuses why you can't. So why would you focus on that? Okay, so that's, a very important part of the equation. Pick an area to work on, and I would recommend you pick those 5. I'm going to say them again. Ready? Your personal life, your business life, okay, your health, your spirituality, and your mindset. Okay, those are the 5. Thrive with the big 5. Oh, there it is again, my mantra. All right, and just come up with you can come up with 2 points in each one. Hell, start with 1. Okay, that's why, like, if you're going to change one thing in real estate, people go, I got to change one thing, everything. No, you don't. All right, if you're going to change one thing in real estate, the one thing you need to change is having your daily revenue commitment conversation. In other words, daily DRC, daily revenue commitment. I'm going to talk to X amount of people a day. That is the magic answer in real. Oh, and when I talk to them, I'm going to set them up on a newsletter. I'm going to set them up on a market watch or a neighborhood report or whatever in the VAC 2.0. If you're not using the VAC 2.0, you simply have brain damage. Okay? I'm kidding. But you need to be using it, folks. Come on. Reciprocal benefit. You set it up once, it works that's why you should be using social media. I just did my TikTok video this morning. Oh boy. Okay, see, look I'm uncomfortable doing them, yet I did it. Okay, who cares? So I'm uncomfortable. Oh my God, that's horrific. Yeah, I wouldn't do it because you're uncomfortable. Yeah, just stop. It's like telling a baby who's trying to crawl or trying to walk. Nope, you know what? You're really bad at this. Stop. Crawl through life. So it's, you, if it's important, you'll come up with reasons why. If it's not important, you'll come up with excuses why not. That's it. It's really that simple. Committed or convenient. There's a whole different thing. All right. So come up with your own little habit replacement therapy routine. What is it that I need to do? There really could be 5 things. That's it. 1 in each area. All right. So, and then once you do that, then you're kind of setting up your mental GPS to get there. Okay. You have to set that every day. Whether you're going to the gym, playing golf, having a relationship, you got to set the GPS. This is what I'm going to do today. This is who I am. This is me. And then you start acting that way. You keep telling yourself that, and then eventually it becomes true. Yeah, but I feel I'm lying to myself. You're lying to yourself now by selling yourself short. Why not lie to yourself positively and eventually it becomes true? And I don't believe it's lying to yourself. I believe it's setting a future date. It's like if I say to myself, I'm going to Los Angeles from Las Vegas, and does that mean I'm lying to myself? No, I'm not already in Los Angeles, but that's where I'm going. When I get there, I'm going to be there today because I'm going to follow the GPS. You do the same thing with your mind. Okay, so that's a very important part of it. And then look at the only person who's going to be responsible for this is you. Everybody else will patronize you and tell you, oh, you're right, that is hard and that's difficult and we have challenging times and stuff going on. But look what happened with the real estate market last year. 2020 actually ended up beating 2019 by a decent amount, and there was a pandemic going on. The real estate market didn't care. It was still going. Right? So understand that, and I know that some of us have had challenges. We just had some bad news from somebody within our own company here. But, you have to keep rocking. You got to keep rocking. You got to keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. The only person who will take responsibility for you is you. All right, just remember that. Right, because nobody wants to, if they're your friends and your family, they want to listen to you, and hopefully they'll stand up to you and tell you, okay, you're whining right now. You're being whiny. There's no whining in real estate. That was the basic message of my video this morning. All right, and then the next one is be committed. Committed means I don't come up with excuses. I'm going to get there. And if any of you have ever done that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've coached people that have lost 150 pounds. I've coached people that sold 150 homes. I've sold people that have everything. I like to listen to all the goals that you have. By the way, I do have a little room in my coaching. So if you want to join my coaching, send Sydney, my assistant Sydney, 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 like Australia, Sydney S at BHHSNV.com. I do have a little room. I think I have like 4 or 5 spots available, which is kind of weird for this time of year. Okay, because usually people jump in for December starting in January, but I do have a bunch of those too. But I think I still have a few spots available. So in the worst case, you're on the waiting list. And once again, because people join my coaching, this is not a dig, it's just a fact, and they want accountability until they get it, and then they don't want it. So I always have turnover. So even if you can't get in right away, you'll get in within a couple of weeks, especially this week, especially this month. This is a month where a lot of people join, and just like, they don't pay their dues and they move companies. This is a big movement month. So be committed. Okay, so watch. Go through the success routine, which is set a goal for each one of my 5 categories. Take responsibilities for the actions. So you've put the body through the motions, and now you've created your own little habit replacement routine. Okay, be committed, not convenient, committed. There is no other way. All right, and then be consistent with it for at least 30 to 60 days, and now you have new habits that'll pay dividends the rest of your lives. What if I told you that I'm going to say it again. Here's a massive repeat, but it's necessary. I sold 15 homes this 2020. I want to sell 30 next year. Difference between 15 and 30 is 15. I need to have 15 conversations a day, 60 days a work quarter, 240 days a year. All right? And I will achieve my goal. I'm telling you right now, you will. Energy and enthusiasm, expectation. You'll be shocked at what happens. The toughest part is the first 90 days. After that, you see it, you feel it, and you won't let it slide after that. But I shouldn't say that. A lot of people don't make it to the 90th day because they start doing business right away, and then they get busy, and they change, and then they start prospecting. And then by the time they run out of that wave of business, then they got to start all over again. Trust me, that is the magic answer in real estate. And it's tough for people to absorb that for some reason. I don't know why. Okay? So there you go. Now, and I have some other qualities I want to tell you about real estate. One of them I just told you is going through the numbers. The second one is, people who are successful aren't fearless. They just feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay? It's tough to get into, if I've never role played before, it's tough to get into the routine role playing. In a couple weeks, you feel comfortable. All right. It's tough to work on my skills. It's tough to start going to the gym a few days a week. It's tough to change my diet. It's tougher not to, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And if you've never given yourself the gift of being consistent with your prospecting, with your gym, with your diet, I'm telling you, you don't even know. You just assume it's harder. It's not. It's actually easier to do it the right way and have all kinds of energy, enthusiasm, and instead of beating yourself up, you're cheering yourself on. I'm telling you, it's easier to follow that path than it is to follow the path of selling yourself short. It's a lot easier. And this is the time of the year to decide that. First business day of the year. Make the changes. Okay, and I'm telling you, you'll be shocked at what happens. Because success requires energy, and in order to have energy, you can't be, putting your body at a disadvantage. You have to go to a gym, work out, even if you go for a walk, listen to good stuff, do yourself a favor. So it'll give you reserves of energy. So we need to crank it up at a 6 o'clock appointment. You can. All right. And we all need to work on our communication. I need to be communicating effectively with people. Okay. So here's a plug again. Go to my YouTube channel. Watch the video, Having Quality Conversations. Matter of fact, Sydney's organized my YouTube channel. If you go on there, it's all organized. You can watch any training video you want. All the subjects of success series are in there. Okay, it's free, my favorite price. What the hell? Subscribe to it while you're there. Also subscribe to this podcast, whether it's the podcast app or the Podbean app. So so the reason I would do that is every time a new one comes on, I'm notified. I don't have to listen to all of them or look at every video, but it's reminding me of the things I know I need to be doing, even if I don't watch the video. I'd recommend you watch the video and listen to it, the podcast. Okay, but even if you're just getting the reminder, oh yeah, I need to make my calls today. Oh yeah, I need to work on my skills. Oh, right, that's what I would use it as a reminder, minimum. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions before I keep going? Questions about anything I've covered? Questions about 2021? Questions about the real estate market? About anything about real estate? Anybody? Hit *6 and I can hear you.
Happy New Year, Rick.
Hey, Murad. Happy New Year to you, my man. How's it going, bud?
Wonderful, wonderful. Actually, the year started amazingly and actually started very, very, very well. And I just wanted to add the one thing is, because yes, I didn't want to prospect the New Year's Eve, not even New Year's Day, but I did go to the office. I did show up. And sure enough, once you show up, things fall in place and you get over the fear, you get over the rejection, and things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that is as who was it? I think it was Woody Allen said 90% of success is showing up. Because if you don't show up, you don't even have a chance. I agree. Now, if everybody can hear Murad's energy and enthusiasm in his voice, he is we've decided, a audiobook junkie on our last call. So he listens to as many audiobooks as I do, maybe more. And that energy, enthusiasm, expectation for your job comes out when you're programming your mind. I'm just going to say it again. If you're watching the news, I don't care which one, they're all polluting, toxifying your brain and oh my God. I feel insulted as soon as the news come on. Because I know, based on who you're listening to, whether it's CNN and MSNBC at one side and Fox on the other side and everybody in between, and you're not hearing the news, you're hearing somebody's opinion of the news. If you really want to get the facts, go to YouTube, look up the exact subject you want to know about, and listen to the actual person do it. That's what I do. If I want to know what's going on, that's what I do. I don't go to the news station. How would I ever do that to myself? All right. So, but yeah, energy, enthusiasm, all that stuff comes from your routines. It's just, I am energetic. That's helpful to have affirmations, but you got to follow them up with action. So we should call them affirmations instead of affirmations, because you got to follow it up with action or it doesn't work. All right. Take the body. Look at my Facebook page. There's my saying. It says, take the body through the motions. The mind will show up. Okay, I firmly believe that. All right. Thanks, Murad. Great question. Anybody else have a question? Comment?
I do. I have a quick question.
Yes. Sure.
Hi, Rick. This is Angela. I was just curious, where you see the market going. Hi. Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. I was just wondering where you see the market potentially going now with a lot of layoffs and, folks that are kind of in a little bit of a frenzy financially or different things of the sort. Do you foresee a lot of NOD taking place here soon, or what is your, forecast of the market? Let's just say here in Las Vegas.
Okay. So you're in Las Vegas. Okay. So first off, this comment works for all three markets. I just saw something this morning that one of the major destinations, a lot of people are leaving New York, California, Minnesota, Illinois, and they're going to Florida, Texas, Phoenix, Nevada. Okay, so and you're going to see a lot more of that. So here's my theory. Okay, and it's not my theory; it's everything I've read. Because once again, Angela, when I look at this stuff, I go right to the source. okay, and look at people who are educated about this, economists, bankers. And remember, they make mistakes too, but I've been doing this for 36 years, and here's what I see. Even though some of what you just said is bad for the individual person, it's actually good for the market. So this slight layoffs, and especially even in Vegas and so forth, we have such an inventory crunch that some of those people that are going to have to sell, unfortunately, because of their job, is actually going to make the market better. More properties will come on. Some of these landlords that need to sell because now they're frustrated with the whole process, because we can absorb way more inventory that'll come on because of that. We have people moving into this area at record pace. Same with Phoenix. Okay, California still has people moving in, but they have a decent amount moving out, and that's good for that market. Interest rates, the Fed, I've never seen this in my 36 years in real estate. Okay, I can say that now because it's January. It's my 36th year in real estate, 25th year coaching. Okay, and I have never seen the Fed come out and say, we're keeping interest rates low till 2023. It's only 2021. So
Beautiful.
I think this is going to, okay, everyone's going to do this. Remember, the new saying is, things went 2020, like crazy. But for the real estate market, it was an incredible year. I see 2021 even being better, and the same with 2022. And, remember, okay, I've seen 3 major upswings and downswings in real estate since I've been in the business, okay? This is the most wholesome, healthy, unbelievable market I have ever seen at this clip, because it's not being, or I should say, accelerated by greed, like crazy lending practices, crazy real estate agents, people basically committing fraud, getting loans. Back the last time this happened, from really the run was from like 1995 to 2006-7, depending on where you were. People owned 7-8 homes, no income verification, had them filled with tenants. That's not happening right now. Okay, so the other thing that's really fueled this market is this millennial push, okay, for them to start buying homes because they see the benefit of buying versus renting or living with their parents or whatever. And that is a tremendously large group of people that are in the market now doing it. So that being said, I'm always looking for a potential bad. I don't see one right now. It's a weird, awesomely weird time for real estate right now.
Thank you for
the toughest
that.
part
I really
you're going to have.
appreciate it.
My pleasure. And be careful who you listen to. I would not waste my time on NODs right now. You're way better off. Hi, this is Rick Barabee with Berkshire Hathaway. We just sold a home in your neighborhood over on Oak Street. We had 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. It just sold for $385,900. We know, when one home sells in a neighborhood, usually a few more are going to sell right away. So my question is, how about you folks?
Who do you know?
When do you plan on moving? Yeah, that's a way better conversation than the thing about an NOD is when you call them and you go, hi, I was calling because you're a loser. That's what they hear. No matter what you say, that's what they hear. I was
asking because, I have a few, I have some investors that are pausing and just, spectating and this and that. So I just wanted to kind of hear your insight because I feel our market is extremely healthy as well. I don't see a decline at all. I feel that it's organically healthy as well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I just don't see what
Absolutely.
some people are seeing, and I really wanted to know your take because I'd like to, add it to my data, and my mindset.
So there's 2 things you're going to see, and this is not a political statement. It's just a fact. Most of the media is to the left. So like CNN. You watch CNN, they have this death toll every day for COVID on the right.
Yeah,
Here's a prediction.
Horrible.
When Biden takes over, that'll go away. That'll go away because, their goal is to make Trump look as awful as possible. Okay? So my point in saying that is all of a sudden, magically, the virus is going to be less worse. The market is going to be better. The stock market is now incredible. It's not going to crash because you're going to see, because the media, unfortunately, as Americans and as humans, we can't help but let the media influence us. So when they start saying things are going to be better, when they start saying this is not as bad as it is, when they, all of a sudden, you watch what happens when January 20th comes and it turns from one president to the other, how all of a sudden, magically, things are better. So, and it's unfortunate the media is mostly, but personally, okay, the only reason I bring that up is because a lot of people are exposed to it. I stay up with just enough to know or feel like I know what's going on with them, but I wouldn't waste my time listening to them because they have no idea what they're talking about. You know, they thought, they said the market would never come back, the stock market before the end of the year. Not only has it come back, it's exceeded every one of them, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P 500, all, and I think it's the S&P 500 who set 20 records this year. And the Dow is above 30,000 for the first time. As a matter of fact, it's getting close to 31,000. So they have no idea what they're talking about because they're trying to, the media peddles fear. Stop listening to them. That's what I would say. But very, very good question, and I'm glad you're in tune to it, and you're trying to get a grasp and understand the market. That's a great thing to do. All right, awesome, Angela. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions this morning? We still got 3 minutes left. Okay, so let me wrap it up like this. Okay, I hear somebody new. Does somebody have a question? Nope. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Remember, you have 5 categories to come up with at least one sentence in. All right. You have the first quarter of the year to put the body through the motions until the mind buys in. And then now you have new habits that'll carry with you for the rest of your life. Is it worth 90? And it's not even really 90 days of uncomfortable. It's usually between 30 and 60. But let's just say 90, worst case. Is it worth a quarter of a year of your life, 90 days, to be uncomfortable, to set you up for the rest of your life? Is that worth it? I think it is. It's not like we're asking you to go through SEAL boot camp. You're talking to people. You're learning a script and becoming a little uncomfortable. It's really not that hard. I remind myself every day when I think it's hard, only 4.25% of the population lives in the greatest country in the world, of which you do. So some people have a hard time getting food, getting shelter, and you have to learn how to talk to people or become uncomfortable on the phone with an expired or for sale by owner. In perspective, that's really not a tough thing. If you look at remember that on your worst day, probably 85 to 90% of the planet would change places with you on your worst day. That's a pretty good gig. So when you look at creating new things or being uncomfortable, come on, people, now. It's not that hard. Don't tell yourself it's hard, because as soon as you tell yourself it's hard, it's hard. As soon as you've made a decision, you can't. But if you do and you can, you will. All right, folks, there you go. There is our call for today. Remember, if you're in coaching, your schedule starts back up this week. If you're not in coaching, you should be. Email my assistant, Sydney, like Australia, SYDNEYS, Sydney Smith at BHHSNV. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join the podcast, whether it be Podbean, PODBEAN, or the Podbean app. You guys are the best. We'll do this again in exactly 1 week, and I have an interview next week. Woo! All right, folks, go get them. Thank you.